Hey guys, how you doing this morning? I'm a little hesitant to put up this video just because I know it's going to be one of the most controversial things that I've said in regards to spirituality. And I accept that. I do accept it. I don't really like it, but oh well. The truth must be heard, or at least the truth as I know it. Now, I got to thinking, you know, basically, I do have some Christian friends, and one of them said, God loves you. And I thought, how do I know this? How do I know whether or not God can love? Now, I assume they're talking about their God, the God of the Christians, the Jews and the Muslims, the deity of the Abrahamic tradition, Yahweh, or whatever it's called. So I got to thinking, okay, how would I know that God loves me? Well, somebody says, well, read the Bible. He says it all the time, over and over and over in the New Testament. But if I read the Old Testament, he's not anyone you would want to associate with whatsoever. Ever. So, okay, you think, how do I know God loves me? Does he? Does he not? Well, I know from my own experience of, as a child crying out to God to understand and do all this other stuff. And, God never showed. Okay, I thought maybe I just have to keep praying or whatever. As much pain as I was in as a child, as much, psychological and emotional and all this other stuff going on, you'd think that if an all-powerful being of some kind loved you, that, you think you'd be rescued from this situation, especially as a child. It never happened. Never. In fact, it got worse. It got worse. So, there's actually more of an argument that God hates you, hates me at least, than love. Because you gotta look at somebody's actions. If somebody says, I love you, but then they go smash your car windshield, or shit like that, for absolutely no reason, you gotta think, okay, hold on, they're obviously full of shit when they say they love me. So I decided to, I had been reading the Book of Enoch a while back, and, in the Book of Enoch, Lucifer falls, right, and takes a third of the angels with him, and they immediately start integrating themselves among humanity, teaching people civilization, making love to the women, having kids, doing all this other stuff, really taking a leadership role in helping the human race become civilized. But at the same time, you can read the Old Testament, and God is knocking down towers, he's flooding the earth, he's bringing plagues and death and just, horrible. So basically, you kind of wonder, wait a minute, Lucifer is supposed to be the bad guy, but that he's helping humanity? And then I think about all the, the virtues. People sit there and say, well, this virtue is God's, and this vice is, whatever. And you get past the dualism, and you start seeing the dualities are really complementary. Day and night, hot and cold, black and white, all these different things that complement each other if they're used correctly. Is a virtue a tool? Yes. Is a vice a tool? Yeah. What you call virtues and vices usually depend on the intention and depend on not even so much one could make an argument for the results. But anyway, I'm kind of getting philosophically off where I want to be at the moment. Basically, the experience that I had, last night I said to Lucifer, I said, okay, give me a sign. Give me a sign that you're real. And, because you gotta kind of wonder, in the Bible, Lucifer never kills anyone. Satan does, but that's a title. That's like saying Christ. It's a title. It's like saying doctor or, massage therapist. It's just a title. It's all it is. All the word Satan means is adversary. Someone was an adversary. Um, we don't know who. But anyway, I basically told Lucifer, I said, hey, if you're there, show me a sign. Give me a sign. Do something. Do something. I mean, I wasn't expecting, a puff of smoke and to see somebody standing, 2 feet in front of me. But I was kind of, wanting something that I really kind of couldn't really explain. And I actually got that. It was, I was standing in my motorhome. It's like really late at night. And I was just chanting and singing. And when I got done, I finished off with, I alone am the Lord my God. Not even a split second after that. Just right after. Almost like there were 2 people, right? One singing one verse, another. I said, I alone am the Lord my God. And I heard, clear as day. Clear as day. Yes, you are. It was, the voice sounded celebratory. I kind of got freaked out a little. I thought, did I unlock my motor? Is my motorhome still locked? Is somebody in here? What's going on? Nobody was around. I looked outside the motorhome. I couldn't see anybody. No other cars. No nothing. Just late night. Nothing. But I know what I heard. Was it just my imagination? When you hear a voice say that, because I have a pretty good imagination, but it was, when I heard it, my first thought was somebody else is in here. I don't know, maybe. See, this is why I'm hesitant to even make this video, because I know how it sounds, but I am a rational person. I look at truth, I look at what I can verify, I look at evidence. And if it was just my imagination, though, then I gotta wonder what part of me is giving what other part of me permission, or knows that some part of me needs confirmation. And if it could be the voice of Lucifer, I have to wonder. There's so many, if it is, then there's so many questions that are attached to that it really does bear further investigation. God has never answered me, and yet Lucifer has.